Hi friends, how y'all doing today? We've gotten some snow and some really chilly temperatures here today. It's in the teens, but I can't ever remember a winter that was this mild, but I don't want to jinx it because March can be a bear and we're just in the middle of February, so who knows? Anyway, at least the spring is around the corner and hopefully that'll be happening soon. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit today about frugality and what it means to people. And frugality to me means different things to different people. And I'd like to put a challenge out there as to what this is for my fellow YouTubers, or comment below, what does frugality mean to you? So if anybody has a channel that would like to pop in on this and make a video about it, that would be great. Yeah, so I want to talk about what frugality means to me. And first of all, I'd like to say that the name of my channel is Ellen's Abundant Life on Less. So that means that I am mindful of what I do buy and what I do spend. I'm fortunate that I don't live in a world of poverty, which is, for so many people, it's a real issue. I'm fortunate enough not to be in that position, but I am living on a low income. And a low income is less than $30,000 a year. And many seniors find themselves living on that or less. And many people do too. But that's I think 40% of seniors live on less than $30,000 a year. And that is not a lot of money in this day and age where grocery prices are skyrocketing. Internet prices are skyrocketing if you have enough money to be able to afford that luxury. Cable TV, cell phones, you name it, it's all getting very expensive. And as you get older and you're on a fixed income, because this income is going to be pretty much what I have for the rest of my life. Yeah, Medicare does, give you maybe a 2 or 3% increase a year. Big whoopee. That's all I can say about that. But so many of us are stuck with the income that we have, and that's fine. But you have to learn how to live on whatever amount of money you have. So that's why I say frugality is specific to the person. And there are people that look at Warren Buffett. Now, he's very frugal, and he's a billionaire. And he still lives in the humble home that he had and drives humble cars. He's not out in a Ferrari like a lot of the celebrities. They get a taste of money and off they go, and before you know it, they're in bankruptcy. So it certainly doesn't buy happiness, but you can be happy and live abundantly on a lower income. Now, I'm sorry if this is offensive to some people, because I know there's people out there that are really struggling, and especially people with families and they have children to feed. But my channel is about my lifestyle, and it's about my frugality and how I try and stretch my money as best I can. And I like to share that with people. And I like to watch budget channels. I love to watch budget channels and get ideas from other people. My channel is not a budget channel. I do talk about budgeting, and I do talk about cutting corners, and I do shop once in a while. But when I do shop, I shop at discount stores. I shop at Walmart. I shop at Dollar Tree. I don't run out to sales, you know. I don't shop the department stores. I never have. That's not my thing. And if it is your thing, that's wonderful. That's absolutely great. It's not my thing. So anyway, that's what my channel is about. And hopefully some people can pick up some tips. I don't like waste. Food waste to me is bad. So I try to use up the food that I have. I have a lot of food stocked. I have a stash that I cook a lot from because I buy things when they're on sale and then I use them up later. So that's just the way I shop. So that's some of the things that I do that to me are frugal. So I don't know what some other people do, but if you could leave me a comment below, we'd love to get some more ideas about what you do to be frugal. Some of the other things that I do to try and save money is on my gasoline. And when I do go shopping for my groceries or Dollar Tree or whatever, I try to pick one day. And fortunately, all the stores that I go to are within a very short distance of each other. So I will go to Walmart. I usually do the online shopping there. And then I go to Aldi's, which is right down the road. So, you know, I try and to Mark's, which is real close to my house. So I try to save gasoline that way. And it works out really well for me because I only have to gas up like maybe once every 4 to 6 weeks. It depends on the time of the year because in the winter I don't go out much. So I wanted to talk a little bit about shopping. And when I grocery shop, I mainly like to buy organics when I can afford them. And that's my go-to, but there are times when my budget doesn't allow it. And in those times, I would rather buy non-organic food than no food at all. So sometimes I have to pick and choose what I can and cannot buy. So food is somewhere where it's an area that I choose to save money on. Now, I do buy healthy foods as much as possible. I don't buy a lot of snacks. Pre-made food, I pretty much make most of my things from scratch. I like potato chips. I usually buy a bag of that and it lasts me, you know, from one shopping trip to another. I used to go shopping every week for groceries. And I found myself having too much food because I'm not a real big eater. And, you know, some of the food I would have to throw away. And I don't like to do that. Plus that, I was spending way too much money on food. And I don't like to do that either. So now, for the last 3 or 4 months, I've been doing grocery shopping once a month. And when I run out of something, I just wait until my next shopping. I keep a going list. I have a Walmart pickup cart that I put food in or whatever I need, and I just leave that in there until it's time to pick it up. Or I keep a running list of things that I need. Now, one thing that I have done lately is I keep a printed up list of things that I buy consistently and use all the time and that I keep a stock on. But I don't stock food just because it's a good deal. You know, I don't buy 3 bags of potato chips because it's, you know, 3 for $10 or however much it is. So I pick and choose what I do buy on sale. And sometimes it's a salad pack, sometimes it's loose produce. It all depends. And as I said, I do not always buy organic. Organic, of course, is my first choice, and organic things do go on sale, but it also depends on how much I need to buy. And if I have X amount of dollars once a month to spend on groceries, and I buy everything organic and I can't buy anything else, that kind of defeats the purpose, because what are you going to do with just produce? There are other things that you need to buy. So anyway, that's how I shop. And as I said before, I combine my shopping trips to different stores. If I see this store has this on sale, this one has this on sale, then I will go to those stores. Or lately, what I've been doing, if I only need produce, I go and I buy what I need at actually at Drug Mart, because their prices are good. They have enough produce on sale that I can spend maybe $10, $15 on my produce, and it lasts me usually 3 to 4 weeks. So that's how I grocery shop. And as far as shopping for other things, yes, I do. Sometimes I do shop, and I don't see anything wrong with that. And if I can afford to do that every now and then, whatever your pleasure is, it's important to do that. But you have to be mindful of what you buy. You know, I don't go out and buy tons of what's called instant junk. I mean, some people, you know, it's like, and Dollar Tree is notorious for buying instant junk. And believe me, I have been guilty of that myself. But I have been trying to be way more mindful of that. So sometimes on this channel, I do small hauls. I'm not setting the world on fire with what I spend, but I'm able to do that. And sometimes I like to do that. So that's what I do. And most people will do that from time to time. It's just a problem if you shop every day and you go to a store every day. If you have enough disposable income where you can do that, that's wonderful. You know, if that's a pleasure for you. But myself, I find that in the past, I have shopped too much, and I don't do that anymore. So anyway, let me say that about how I shop. So now in the spring coming up, I'm going to probably be doing a short haul on vegetable plants and potting soil and seeds. I have plenty of pots. I don't need any more of those because I do save those. But, you know, from time to time, it's necessary to go do those things. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that and actually what frugality means to me and my lifestyle. Everybody's is different, like I said. You know, you may have a person that the only thing they want to spend money on is entertainment. And they're frugal in other parts of their life. Or you have people that, you know, maybe only buy very basic things because either that's all they can afford or that's all they want to buy. So, or maybe where they live is too expensive and they don't have any leftover income to have anything else other than just paying their bills. So to me, living within your means means living in a place you can afford, driving a car you can afford, buying food you can afford, buying clothes you can afford, whatever it is, you know, and with an abundant life, I think all those things are possible. So that leads me into my next part of this video, and that is, what does abundance mean to you specifically? To me, abundance, living a life of abundance, doesn't mean you need a ton of money, but to me, it's doing things that cause you pleasure, whether that is spending money that you have on entertainment, if that's your thing, or on crafting, if that's your thing, on clothing, if that's your thing. Whatever abundance means to you. And we all have a chance in our life to get some sort of abundance in their life and pleasure. You know, nose to the grindstone 24/7 is not a fun life. And you have to sit down and really analyze what it is you're doing in as far as creating pleasure in your life, because that's important. And even doing free things. You know, you don't have to spend money on entertaining yourself. You can go to the library and get books. There are free movies out there. Libraries even have free movie nights. You can get an antenna for your TV. It doesn't have to be a cable. Antennas aren't very expensive. They're anywhere from $30 to, I don't know how expensive they get, but you can get basic channels with that. If you enjoy movies, you know, Netflix is not that expensive. It costs me, I think, I don't want to misspeak, it has gone up, but I think it's like $14 a month. And you can get a lot of movies with that. And if you want to buy a Roku for your TV or a Fire Stick or whatever, they are not that expensive. And if you don't have the money to buy it all at once, then you can always put a few dollars away until you have the money to buy it. So that, you know, that provides a lot of entertainment between reading books and watching TV. If you like magazines, some of the magazines that you can buy, they're $2, $2 to $3. I don't even know. I haven't bought magazines in a while. If you're a crafter, you can upcycle a lot of things that some people call garbage. You know, there's a lot of creative books on that sort of thing, on creating things from garbage and nothing, you know, but you have to use your imagination and you have to use your creativity and try and entertain yourself. You know, buying a packet of seeds at the Dollar Tree, if you're into gardening, and, you know, putting some seeds in a pot and watering it and maybe buying some inexpensive fertilizer every now and then. Even if you buy organic seeds, they're not that expensive. So those are some of the things that you can do and not break the bank. You can write a book on your life. You can self-publish a book. That's something that I want to look into because I'm not exactly sure how that works. But I would like to do something like that. If you have a vivid imagination, you can write an ebook or self-publish a book, and that gives you something to do. So I've talked about this before, and it's the poor man's mentality that isn't healthy and isn't good for you. There are people that live on practically nothing that still have very full, abundant life. So I hope this isn't sounding judgmental because I certainly don't want it to come across that way. But I just wanted to share with you some of the things that frugality and abundance means to me. And those are just a few of the things. For me, I feel like I'm abundantly blessed by being able to have a cup of coffee in my kitchen, in my home. I haven't bought new furniture in 16 years. I make do with what I have. My couch was falling apart. I redid that. I have a couple videos on that. So I do a lot of things myself. I do hire somebody every now and then if it's something that I can't do, but I have to save up the money for that. You know, get yourself a little mason jar and put your money in there, or if you do online banking, open an extra account, and every time you have a couple of dollars extra after you pay your bills, stick it in that account. If you're artistic, you can do your own artwork in your home. Paint doesn't cost that much if you want to make your home nicer. You can go to Walmart or Home Depot, and they have cans of mixed paint that you can pick up really cheap. Paint is something very inexpensive that you can do a lot with. You can spiffy up a room. If you have clothing that you no longer like, you can change them around. You know, scissors and thread isn't that expensive. So these are all things you can do, and be frugal and live on a budget and still have an abundant life. So I just wanted to clarify some of the things about what this channel is and is not about. It's not about pinching every penny that I have. I've never been a good penny pincher, and I don't even want to be a good penny pincher. But I do want to live within my means, and that is a journey that I've been on. I've started that journey last year, and it's a journey that I'm continuing on and will continue on until I'm in a place in my life where I feel comfortable and I have a little savings and I don't have to freak out every time an appliance dies or I need a new car or whatever. And when I do buy a car, it's not going to be a high-end car. It'll be a used car that has low mileage if I can find it. And I don't care how old it is, as long as it runs well and it gets me from A to B. And that's what's important to me. And that's how I'm going to live within my means. So having an abundant life and living abundantly is more than just, you know, I get X amount of dollars every month and that's all I can do. So be creative. And that's really all I have to talk about. And it is Valentine's Day today, so I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. I was blessed this morning with a Valentine breakfast. I was taken out for breakfast from my Valentine, and then my daughter, she texted me, and she works, and she wanted to know if I would go to lunch with her because it was Valentine's Day. So she treated me today to Valentine's lunch, which was really nice. And I took the Parkway. We have a beautiful Parkway here where I live. So I took the Parkway and drove there. It's not the crazy, you know, driving that takes place everywhere. And to me, that's also a part of living abundantly. Going to the beach, driving in the park, going into the park and having a sandwich rather than, you know, just sitting in front of the TV. Just being creative with your life. So anyway, I hope some of you got a little bit of benefit out of this. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave me a comment. Or if you did, leave me a comment. And again, I would like to invite other YouTube channels that do like to do budgeting and lifestyle to tell us a little bit more about your lifestyle. If you want to do that, feel free to leave a link to your channel below. And that's pretty much it. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I just want to say that I love you guys. And I wish you abundant blessings, and I'll see you next time.